morning, guys. Thank you for tuning in to our channel here. Today we wanted to talk about the top 4, maybe 5 things that couples struggle with within a marriage. By no means are we experts at all in the struggles. I feel like I need to sit up higher, taller than me. Get a booster seat.
I know. Why are you so
Well, look at my feet. They're hanging.
You weigh more.
No.
It's because you weigh more. You're just smushing down into the couch.
My feet are hanging off the couch too. I feel like a little kid.
I know, because our couch is ginormous.
You
need a booster seat.
Max. Zip it, Carl. By no means are we experts at all in relationships and in our marriage. But the point of doing this video was to encourage people where we're at, not just to have all the answers and stuff like that, because we certainly don't. But we're going to go through the top 5 things. We can edit that out.
There's nothing to edit.
Top 5 things that couples struggle with. So the very first one, let's start off with a good one right away. It's sex.
Oh yeah, we're not
Let's
talking
talk about
that.
sex.
No, my students watch this. Wait till you're married, then have sex. It's great.
So
That's all.
we're gonna censor the sex one, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sex before marriage, bad. Max, hold that for me, okay? So work. Work. Oh my gosh. Great. Both
Okay.
read it right away. So work. Yeah, one of the things that couples struggle with is work, and then finding that time for date night. Like what?
Okay.
Like how important is date night? You think?
Well, from what I hear, it's really important. However, okay, besides last night, because we went on a date last night.
That's why we're so refreshed today.
When do you think was the last time, like, that wasn't an emergency room, that wasn't a grocery run, the last time that we went on a date?
Well, those are the best ones when we end up in the ER.
Those are horrible.
I think that was the last one we had, right?
I
Had a
said those
migraine.
don't count.
Then never. Like it's been.
Right?
It's been.
I can't
a
even
while.
remember.
I think we without the kids and stuff. Yeah. So it's important to be able to carve out that time to have a date night. And there's some stats on this too, as far as individuals. Once every these are percentages. It's once every 2 or 3 months. 21% of surveyed populations said they did it once every 3 months. Then once every 4 to 6 months, it was 18%. Here's one. Here's probably us.
Yeah.
One every 7 months or less. 36% of people said that.
So that's like normal,
Yeah.
sadly.
36%. So
I think it would be better if we went out on more dates. You know what our date night is?
what?
Youth group.
Represent.
Because my mom watches the kids,
Yeah.
and then we get to go out.
So maybe what we should do in the future is be like, hey, we're gonna go to youth group, Linda. Come hang out with the kids, and then just not go to youth group.
No, that'd be messed up.
Pastor Joshua would fire me. So the point is that unless you find time, unless you create time, you're never going to find the time. So I think that it's important as a married person to have a date night that happens at least twice a month, if not once a week.
Should we try to set that as a goal?
Yeah, I think we should. I think we should start with twice a month, like every other week.
Yeah.
And some of the things that couples are going to struggle with are like, okay, who do we trust with our kids? Like we left our kids with her brother and our sister-in-law, and it was hard. It was really difficult to do it because it's like we're trusting somebody else with our kids, and
they're looking at us like we're nuts because
they're like, we're gonna go hiking. I'm like, no, don't do that because there's stuff in the environment that might kill the kid. It's just.
You don't know this, but I texted them and I'm like, put away any meds, scissors, and knives because they will use them.
Yes. Lily is awesome with
Right?
that. Everything looks like a Tic Tac to her. It's like, ooh.
Not only that, but I could just see her cutting her hair. And Terry, like, because you let him use a knife once, he thinks he's like a
pro.
knife expert.
It's so true.
But I think that they're alive this morning.
We haven't heard anything yet, but that's good. Hopefully they warm up with sleep. But this is a good transition too. So one of the things we struggle with is date night, and the next big thing that people struggle with is children, like parenting. So how, when two people get married, how do you manage and how do you determine how you're going to parent, how you're going to parent somebody or parent a child.
Did we ever talk about that in premarital counseling? I don't remember. It was a long
You know, I
time
think
ago.
we said that. I know, because we have such contrasting. Like, I was raised by lesbians. You were raised by men. So there's a dynamic there that probably works really, really well. Well, most of the time it works well, unless I'm trying to fix something. And that's,
Yeah, just don't.
Yeah.
Don't.
DEFCON 4. If I had a hammer in my hands.
Yeah.
So
No.
it's
And
fun.
then I start talking to you slowly and
Put the hammer down. Yeah, so, I mean, I think we had that conversation in premarital when we talked about how we're going to raise it, but
oh, you know what we did? Didn't we talk about like spanking? Because you were like,
I think so, yeah.
you were spanked. I was not ever.
Yeah. I don't have a problem spanking kids.
Yeah, I don't either.
So as it pertains to spanking, like one of the things that somebody suggested to us and we've implemented in the house is we don't use our hands. We don't spank our children with our hands or anything like that. We'll use like a little rubber spatula or something on the back of the pants or whatever. And the connection with that is we don't want our kids to associate our hands with discipline. We want our hands to be associated with like love and compassion. So we use the spoon, so to speak, in the house.
Yeah, they fear the spoon.
I'm gonna get the spoon.
I feel pretty good about it.
Yeah.
Just carry him in my purse, in the car.
That's another fun thing too, is randomly finding spoons in strategic places.
Yeah.
In the
Our
purse,
kids have been
in the
hiding.
car.
Well, and our kids have been hiding the
Yeah.
spoons, so I've been finding them all over the house, like in little kid hiding spots.
Stuffed underneath
So
the
they're
couch.
on to us.
And
We'll just buy more.
yeah, we've just told them we're gonna start using the regular spoons we have then. So that doesn't scare them though. So yeah, parenting, you have to agree with some kind of parenting style that is compatible with both of your upbringings. I think for us, we've done a pretty good job in
Being
kind of finding
united.
a middle ground that's, you know, compromising or compromise enough to make it comfortable. We definitely disagree with some things. For me, I like to use the dad voice.
Ooh, I don't like the dad voice.
The loud, "What are you doing?" and it scares them.
It scares me too. I don't like that voice.
And here's my reason for it. It should scare them. That's the thing. Like, it should shock the child and realize they're doing something. It's never used in a way where, you know, it's condescending. We won't call them names or belittle them, but it's definitely a loud sound to get their attention. But
Yeah, but dad voice is scary. I don't like that
it
voice.
should be.
Yeah.
Right.
Anyway,
Well-
we're still learning.
Yeah, we're still trying to figure things out.
We have no idea what we're doing when it comes to parenting. Like, no clue. But we're doing our best. I think
it's pretty consistent. People don't know what they're doing. I don't think
Yeah.
there's really a book. I mean, there's books out there, but again, it's somebody else's perspective. So
Yeah. And I feel like we pray a lot too. Like, Lord, help me. Help me with these kids, because we have no idea. Like,
Yeah.
there's no way we could raise these kids to be anywhere decent
Mm-hmm.
without the Lord
Yeah.
guiding us, because we have no idea what we're doing.
Yeah, I agree. You have no idea what you're doing.
Yeah, you either.
Which is here's great time to transition before it gets brutal. But one of the other things that couples struggle with is chores. Like, who does what in the house?
Oh, you want to go there?
It's on the list. I have to.
Okay.
I know this is
all
going to
right.
be the one where I get
List.
thrown
Do you
under
want to
the
make a
bus.
list of who does what? Because
Wow. Yeah, you probably would. But chores, like, who does what? So is the husband in charge of, trimming the trees, or is he in charge of washing the dishes? Or I think it's important to clarify those roles. I also think, though, it's important not to have expectations. How do you feel
I came in this marriage with expectations.
about that? And how do you
Like,
feel it turned out?
how many times do you think we fought over taking the trash cans out? Like, that's like
I don't know,
our
it's
biggest
Wednesday.
ones.
We should probably take the trash.
You
out.
didn't take the
I
trash
didn't
out?
Take the trash
Good
out yet. Well, I haven't
night.
heard the trash truck either. So.
You don't wait till you hear the trash truck to take out the trash.
Well, see, this is why having expectations is bad.
Trash is always something we fight about.
Yeah, trash. Dishes. That's another thing we fight about. Like, who's supposed to wash the dishes? I think we have kind of
No,
like a
it's
loose...
not who's supposed to wash the dishes. It's like, if you see dishes in the sink, then clean them.
Okay.
And put them in the dishwasher the right way, so I don't have to go in and
The right way.
take them all out and then put them in. Tetris, dude. Tetris.
Oh man, why are we talking about this one?
Okay. Another thing though too is the pool. So we have a pool.
Okay.
We have no idea how to take care of it. Like none. So it's always like, well, who's gonna take care of the pool?
Yeah.
And
By the way,
Levi's like, well, I don't know how, and I'm like, I don't either. Just
so much
do
better
it.
at figuring things out though.
No,
You're
you
raised by
can't use-
men.
no, you
Like I
can't
can
use that.
argue my way out
I
of
wasn't
this because I was
just
raised by
men.
women.
You can't throw that on me.
No, it's not on you. It's my defense
No.
mechanism.
Well, then, like, even with the yard work, I'm like, well, I'll just hire somebody to do it. He's like, well, no, I can do it.
You can pay me.
You'll get like half of the yard done and be like exhausted, tired, not have time to finish the rest. And then by the time you want to get to the other half of the yard, the other side's already run out again. So it's kind of pointless. It needs to all be done at the same time.
Right.
That'll be happening this month.
Good to know. So, chores, being able to define those things, I think that's important. But I think the most important thing is being able to come to some kind of consensus about it. Like, okay, these are things that I'm good at. These are things that you're good at. Let's try to kind of stay in our lane and play our side of the field so that
Yeah.
because I mean,
That's why you change the oil in the cars, because you can do that.
it's like
You
one
will
of the very
always
few,
do that.
one of the very
Yeah.
few things I can do. So, when it comes to mechanical things and fixing things, that's definitely not my area. So my wife will
No,
either
that's
do
where
it
we call
herself
Shad.
or have her brother come out and fix everything. He's got this unique trick, right? Like he just walks past stuff and it fixes itself.
Yeah, or he just looks at it.
Yeah.
It's almost like Chuck Norris skills. You just look at it and it's like
Scares
so
the thing
scared.
back and
Yeah.
correcting itself. It's true. It's true.
I wish I had that.
You do. In my mind, you do. It seems like the things that I can't fix, you just
That's true. That's kind of fun.
fix yourself, and it, like
Yeah.
a little fairy thing, and, bing, and it goes back to. And lastly, okay, so we didn't talk about sex, but that is something that couples do struggle with. I think for that, it's just a matter of consensus, sitting down again and trying to figure out what works for family members and all that stuff. We talked about chores, so who's doing what, who's putting the toilet paper roll on there, who's doing the laundry, things like that, which I'm not allowed to do the laundry
No.
because everything should go together.
Darks and whites don't go together, and chapstick and pens also don't go in.
They need to get clean though too. They really do.
No. And gum. Ugh. Yeah, no, you're banned. Like, literally, he's not allowed to do.
So, gentlemen, if you're watching this,
The
if you
laundry.
want to not do something,
No,
just
no,
screw
no,
it up
no.
really bad, and
No.
she will
No.
tell you no.
No.
So chores. What else did we cover? Work. So trying to find a work schedule that works well with date nights and family time.
Oh, you know what we didn't talk about?
And the last one is finances.
Finances.
So talking about money. So the vast majority of your conflict and the vast majority of your dysfunctional moments are going to be kind of fueled around finances in some way, because everybody's unique and everyone has their own way of doing finances. I like to say that we have a symbiotic relationship where you save money and I spend it. So there's like this rotation, which is good.
No.
It's not good.
So I'm in charge of finances. I think whoever in the marriage is in charge of finances is the one that stresses out more, because
I agree.
you,
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
see money coming in, but then you see it quickly going out. And like, I mean, as much as we take care of our finances, we're in debt. We're trying to pay stuff off. We're trying to pay off like crazy amounts of medical bills and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
so when it comes to little things, buying little things here and there, if I see in our bank statement, I get stressed out really easily because I'm thinking, oh, that money can go to one of our bills, or that money can go to, I just want to pay everything off so quickly. And sometimes that's not good either, because then I can't enjoy the moment, like if we want to take our kids to the movies or something like that, because I'm so
Or have a date night.
budget oriented. I know, like I was thinking even ordering food last night, like, ooh, this is, I didn't budget for this.
Well, here's the reality too, and we talked about this when we were talking about trying to pay things off. When you want to pay things down, and this is my philosophy, if you want to pay something off and you have a whole slew of things, the recommendation, at least for me, and I'm not a financial guru, but something that I think helps with the stress level is focusing on one thing. Like just, okay, let's focus on like the car payment. Let's get the car payment done first. And then take that money that after you've paid that off that you've been paying into it and add it to something else. And systematically attack those things one at a time. And I think that alleviates some stress of trying to do everything at once and then watching the money go out. And then it just, I feel like, and that's just me again, I don't know how you feel about it, but attacking one thing, attacking one thing and getting that thing done, and then transferring that over, and it slowly accumulates into a larger payment then as you collect the payments that you've been doing for your car or for your bills, and then you can add more. Once those bills are paid off, then you take that and you can start saving that. And I think the rule of thumb is what you need to have 6 months worth of pay saved.
Yeah.
That's kind of how Mr. Ramsey put it.
Yeah, well, yeah, we're nowhere near there. We can't even save money for savings yet.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, that's a tricky one. Because then you have to think about all the debt that you have that has interest attached to it.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's another thing, prioritizing it, right? Like which ones, I'm going to be paying interest on credit cards, so we pay those first. Or do we do
but then there's medical
bills that don't have interest? But
no, but people keep calling you and threatening you.
They harass you for.
So what do you pay off first? So that's why there's one in particular that I pay the most off of, or put the most towards, and then I put little amounts towards the other ones just so they're getting something.
Mm-hmm.
And then if I feel like we have enough money to put toward a medical bill, I'll do that. And it's slowly coming down. It's just a process.
Yeah.
But we put anywhere from $600 to $800 a month into debt.
Yeah.
So if we can get that taken care of within like the next year or so, it'll be really nice to have that money available to go and do fun things. And then at that point, we do have to kind of pay attention to our money and stuff better.
Well, and here's something to think about it as well. And you're talking about spending that amount of money on those things. When you have that debt freed up, when you have your finances freed up, you can find ways, because you have this extra resource now, to pour into family time. So to go full circle with work and then finances.
And pour into other people too. Like
being charitable, yeah, absolutely.
How we could help other people. I feel like all these times that I want to help other people, it's usually like money related and somehow I'm like, ugh. Yeah. It's so hard to do.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, it definitely. I read a quote from Spurgeon this morning when I woke up. It said, I'm gonna butcher it, but it's talking about the love of money. Like Christians should not love money because what we have is the Lord, and our God will always be enough and sufficient. So if we believe that God is who He says He is, that He's sovereign, that He is the beginning and the end, that He is the resource creator, He creates all the resources for humanity, then stressing over finances, obviously something that we should do to be good stewards, but it is not something that we should allow to affect our marriage life. It should not be something that we allow to affect the way we interact with our kids, because we're doing those things in Christian love. We're doing those things in affection for God. I think that's important to keep that central.
And these hot topics too, like these things that are concerns in a marriage, like these are ongoing conversations. It's never going to go away. So we just have to make sure that we handle them the right way.
I agree. I think it's important. Look, if you're a married person and you're watching this and you're in a relationship where you're struggling, you don't see eye to eye, you got to get that other person, whoever that is, that partner or whoever is in your life, that couple, you got to bring them to the table. They got to be able to come to the table and be able to talk about it. And sometimes that requires bringing the pastor in, or meeting with somebody, a financial advisor, or put that down. Nobody needs to see that. Put that leg down. Sorry, he's proud, very proud. So
It's just a cute little foot.
So that's our take on the top 5 things that couples struggle with. Again, don't let these things define your relationship. You're definitely going to have moments of weakness and struggle, but create that foundation, pour that foundation of Christ, that Christ-centered relationship. You pour that foundation, and you don't have to worry about those other things.
Yeah, and this shouldn't make or break a relationship. Like, I feel like when we first got married, it was a lot more difficult figuring all these things out. It was more stressful, but now I think we've gone through so many more like major things that these aren't that big of a deal. They're more now just like
nuisance,
annoying things that we have to deal with, but they can be comical.
Yeah.
A lot of the time. Whereas before they'd be so stressful that there would be tears and boogers and
tears are the worst because you're allergic to your own
yeah.
tears.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we've come a long way. And we still argue about these things, but it's not
Yeah. It's not make or break.
it's not as dramatic.
I don't have to worry about her poisoning me now in my sleep or something, so.
No, I just kick you when you're asleep.
It's true. That's why
I mean, it's accidental. It's like it's a
okay.
reflex.
Reflex. Whatever. All right. Well, I hope this is beneficial to you guys. We really do appreciate your subscription to the channel. If this is beneficial, please share it. Go ahead and share the video, like it, turn on the notifications on our YouTube channel, and we will be producing some more couple videos here as we come up with topics. If you have a topic that you want us to cover, feel free to comment, and we will go ahead and consider that. So.
Yeah, I think that we're probably like experts when it comes to like realistic marriages, like.
You mean the traumatic moments?
No, not traumatic.
Wow.
But like we've gone through a lot already. We've only been married for 10 years.
Yeah. Don't
and
rush
we've
it.
gone through a lot, and we're pretty realistic with things. Things aren't perfect, but they're also not.
Finish that sentence, please. They're not what?
Like, they're not bad. Like, they're good. The stuff that we go through, I think it grows us, and it really does make us closer. Or at least we understand each other more. And we deal with each other's issues.
Does anyone ever understand women, though?
No, I don't even understand myself most days.
And on that note, we are signing off.